late and we're going live. Anyways, shout out to Asaren Odetha for being the first one here this morning. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to everybody going in to work this morning, everybody coming home from work this morning. Some people work 2 jobs and they work the night shift and all that other stuff. They're just getting off work. Somebody is getting off work right now just so they can go get a little bit of sleep to get to that other job. So shout out to those people. Shout out to every single clean-hearted, good-hearted person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. You're a good person. Shout out to you in all professions. Shout out to you. Listen, we have a 1 hour. I'm trying to do a solid 1 hour show this morning, right? That's about it. That's what I have for you. And we're going to work it and make it worth it. Work it and make it worth it. Have you moved to 8 a.m. now? Great Goodies says. No, Great Goodies, I haven't. I've had a really storied kind of week, filing taxes and doing this and doing that. And it's been pretty busy, but I don't want to miss the mornings. And then, it's one of those situations where how come we haven't seen SouFLo from Monday and now it's Thursday and that kind of stuff, or Wednesday? So the lives have been later this week and they have been shorter because they've been later, because we're still going to end at 9 o'clock. But I would rather give you a 45 minutes or a 1 hour live than to not give anything at all, right? So no excuses. We're here this morning just to answer your question. Thank you for being here, though, on notification, because some people, they don't check in. They're like, I didn't see it at 7:30. We used to start at 7:30. Didn't see it then, so I just don't check in. But people still check in on their notifications. So big up to you for that. Something better than nothing. Not true, BM? Boy, yesterday, we have some stories to talk about this morning. But yesterday, let me share this. I think I need a tax guru. Somebody couldn't tell me that it was late to file taxes. Yesterday was the last day to file your taxes. And I don't play with Uncle Sam's money. So I make sure that I file my taxes. Erica Senior, you were checking in. I make sure I file my taxes, right? I don't let it pile up on me. But filing taxes for me every year is it's a painful thing, because I don't know if anybody else could relate. I'm sure some of you could, where you always end up owing that kind of stuff. Yeah. So I filed my taxes yesterday, but I was up from 1 a.m. the morning off yesterday, leading all the way up to 6, 7, 8 o'clock when we started the live yesterday. We started like 7:45, something like that. But I've been up since 1 a.m. going through papers and receipts. I don't have a team. I don't have a secretary. I don't have an accountant that handles my finances. I handle my finances myself. So if you can imagine, I'm old school, right? So if you can imagine someone taking a receipt for everything you purchase throughout the entire year, and you pile in those receipts in one place, and then when it's time for taxes, I have to go through those receipts one by one with a calculator, and then what money goes where, what money was spent on what money was done for business versus what money was personal versus, I was doing that from 1 a.m. yesterday morning until you saw me live on the live yesterday. So that kind of stuff. And then I'm tired because I didn't get any sleep. See? Same thing again. But that's out the way now. I went yesterday because I had an appointment set up, and I went, sat down with the people who do my taxes every year. I have a person that's pretty good, but I've been told that there are people out there who are better, can make it worth my while. So first help I'm asking you for this morning is, if you know somebody that's really good with these taxes, then send them my way, please. Right? All right. Another help I'm going to ask for this morning is, if you know the GoFundMe link for Ricky Trooper's daughter, send that link to me as well, please. I was over on IG, not IG, I was over on Facebook, and I was looking at the Gleaners article of GoFundMe for the son of Ricky Trooper's daughter, murder suspect in custody. That was the name of the article. And I was looking at what the article said, and then I was looking at the comments. And the comments are disparaging, so we're back to this conversation again about Cinnamon Toast Cinnamon, you got me? Please, I need. Uh, if you, I was looking at the comments. Matter of fact, let's just get right into it. Okay, there's an article that was put out about from GoFundMe for son of trooper's daughter, murder suspect in custody. Okay, the story comes and then there's no GoFundMe link, but there is a GoFundMe set up. So I went to Facebook where it shows comments from people, and I was surprised to see like hundreds of comments from Jamaican people specifically. And I'm appalled at how they respond to this. So we're going to talk a bit about that. You might want to know who Kaylin Gillis is. Shout out to the person who put her name in the comment section yesterday and said, SouFlo, go look up the story about Kaylin Gillis as well. And I did. And wow. So we're going to talk about that. And there's a learning in that for us as well. There's a lesson in that for us to learn as well. Because if it happened to her, it could definitely happen to any one of us. And it's crazy because I've felt this way many times before, that something like that was about to happen to me when I was doing the act. So we'll talk about those things this morning. And it's an hour, so it won't be long, but it'll be worth it. All right, let's start out first. My Jamaican people specifically, we try to be people that bring some level of sense. We try to bring some relevancy. We try to bring some teaching, because knowledge is key. Knowledge is power. And when you don't know, you don't know for everything. You act in ignorance when you don't know. But when you do know, then you probably start to do better. So this morning, we're going to try to educate some people and try to have them start doing better, because it goes a long way for all of us. I had a vision. I had a dream. And I told my audience my dream and my vision. My dream and my vision was to actually seek out people from our diaspora who are in dire need of help. It takes money to do things, right? So at one point, we were sending a lot of money to Jamaica, but the money was going like $300 to this one person, 200 to this other woman, another 100 here, another 50. If somebody sent me 50, I would match it with my own 50, another 100 there. And I said to the audience, I'm a father of 6 and I'm no multi-millionaire or anything. I give because I feel blessed. However, I found myself giving so much that I was giving out monies that was needed for my own household. I have a kind heart, but I don't have the finances to match the kind heart, right? If my heart was kind and I had like $20 million, I would help a lot of people. My heart's kind, but I don't have that amount of money, so I can't really do it on my own. So I ask, and I will ask people to help, and people will be like, yeah, man, SouFlo, set up the GoFundMe, do this, do that. And then I do, and I always end up in a position where, because I promised or because I told people I was going to help them, now I have to finance this on my own. God bless. And shout out to the about, I could 5, 6, 7 people maybe that give something, right? Shout out to this one lady. I think she wants to remain anonymous. She called me one time and she said, for the next, I think she said for the next 6, 7, 8 weeks, I will be sending you $100 per week or something like that. And she did. And when she first did it, I said, yeah, right. But it would be, appreciated if she did. And she did. Just like she did, up until she goes, here's the first one. That's the message that came with it. Here's the second one. Here's the third one. Here's the fourth one. The last one, she said, here's the sixth and final one. Or I don't remember how many it was, but it was that. I'm thankful for people like those, right? I understand that everybody doesn't have that kind of money to give out. Some people are really, really struggling. But when you see other people trying to help other people, don't be one of the people that help to tear down the person that's trying to help people. If I'm trying to help somebody and you box that food out of my hand thinking you're hurting me, you're more hurting the person I was trying to help than me, because I'm not hurting. I'm blessed and I'm not hurting, right? I work hard, I earn good, I'm not hurting. I'm trying to help others. And it takes a village. It takes a village to raise a child, it takes a village to help their members, it takes a village, period. We have an issue with that. as far as, I won't even say the Caribbean crowd, I'll say the Jamaican crowd goes. The I shouldn't say little boy, the young man, Ralph Yarl, that rung that doorbell and got shot in his head and shot in his arm. Everybody knows that story now. Go look at Ralph Yarl's GoFundMe this morning. His GoFundMe sits at over $3 million this morning. When I read that story to you yesterday, I said it was about 560 something thousand dollars that was donated so far. That was yesterday. I wake up this morning and it's over $3 million and counting, right? Now, I look at some of the comments. Everybody wishes Ralph well. The first thing I said to myself was, this could never be a Jamaican platform. We have that power to do that. We have that power to do that. As a Caribbean community, we have that power to do that. But we would never do it. You know why? I'll get into why again. And some of you have heard the story before, but I'll get into why again. This is something that we have to make others aware of so that we can change this behavior, because we can move mountains out here if we get past the foolishness. Okay? All right. Ralph Yarl's GoFundMe will now ensure that his medical bills and his therapy bills are paid for, right? It'll also now ensure that if his, I don't know if you know it, but a lot of people in the US go broke, straight broke, bankruptcy broke from medical bills. Right. So you better not get sick here, like really sick, if you don't have proper coverage, because you can go broke, dead broke, from trying to save your own life from some sickness. And we're all humans, and sickness and accidents do come our way. Okay? Car accident, it doesn't care. It doesn't matter if you're the best driver in the world. You could just be sitting there in traffic, and here comes some girl with her phone texting going 45 miles an hour, not paying attention, and ram into the back of your car. And next thing you know, you're in the hospital, spine is fractured, need this, need back surgery, need hip surgery, whatever, and you can't finance yourself. It happens. These things happen, just like Ralph. He just went to go pick up his siblings, and somebody shoots him in the head and shoots him in the arm. His parents did not foresee that coming. So although they might have had insurance and all that, it's probably still not enough to cover this immediate emergency that just took place in their life. So shout out to the over 70,000 people who actually donated to that GoFundMe. And within 24 hours, less, actually it's 21 hours, it went from that 560K donated to over $3 million donated. Right. We can't do that. We can't do that. So now his GoFundMe not only will cover his medical bills and his therapy bills, it will also cover if his parents are in a position, because people live where they can afford to live. You understand what I'm saying? Most people live where they can afford to live. Sure, you might want to live in a ritzy neighborhood because it's nicer and it's gated and it's quiet and it's secured, but you don't have that $6,000 a month to pay for that little 2-bedroom over there in that fancy or that big house, whatever, in that part of town. People live where they can afford to live. So Ralph's parents are probably living where they can afford to live, surrounded by people who probably don't even like them. Now, with 3 point something million and counting, they can move, relocate their family to someplace else, if even for anything else, for the fact that Ralph is going to be traumatized. He's a child, he's 16. Something traumatic just happened to him. Maybe a part of his healing will require moving away from the neighborhood in which that happened to him, taking him someplace completely different to a more secured environment where they can assure more that he'll grow in a normal manner, right? Or continue on that trajectory that he was on. He's an honor student. He plays instruments. He's a band leader, section leader of his band at school. He's, you want to keep him on that. You don't want his life to be derailed because of this incident and more trauma inflicted upon him, because now he has to relive this every day because he has to walk past this area to and from school or the necessities, right? So that donation will do a whole lot. That is life-changing money. It might place them in a better situation now to where they don't have to drop the twins off to somebody's house for somebody to watch the twins. Now they can have in-house help, right? Hire a maid, get a different house with a maid quarter on it, put the maid in her quarter or his quarter, whoever is there, to watch over the kids while the parents go out and make a living or whatever. It will change their life completely. These are the kind of moves that I envision being able to do for my own. Raf is my own. We donated over there too. But I'm talking about like within the Caribbean diaspora, Jamaica, for example, because I'm from Jamaica, right? Right. All right. I'll go over here and I look at this story, and then I'm going to read you some of the comments. So Derek Francis is in custody. Stay tuned for the details, is what the headline said. From the Bridgeport Police Department in Connecticut, USA announces the apprehension of that man, which we discussed yesterday. He allegedly took the life of veteran selector Ricky Trooper's daughter, which is known as Brianna or Bree. She has other names. Now, within minutes of the police department's social media posts, the wanted flyer with the word "in custody" was written boldly across the screen, and it was posted by Ricky Trooper himself. His followers, they were glad about the news, all that other stuff. So the police reported that the 23-year-old, she was found fatally shot in a Coachlight Square condominium, which was hers, on Vincelet Street on 11:20 a.m. Thursday, April 6th. Her 16-month-old son was still at the scene. Now, this is a child that is, his mom just got killed in front of him. Okay. I know a lot of people are going to say 16 months, he's not going to remember anything. You don't know that. Science has proven that a lot of us are affected by stuff that we saw at a time when we didn't even understand what we were seeing, right? So some people are like, I can't remember when me did a 5 and 2, much less figure remember when I was 16 months. It's the visual, traumatize the brain. They don't have to be able to understand it. Long story short, he'll grow up without a mom. Okay. And his father is now on his way to prison for a very long time for taking the life of his mom. Whether he knows what happened, even though he was there, whether he remembers later or not, what he's going to know is that my daddy is in prison for killing my mom, and I don't have a mom because my mom is dead. My mom's been dead since I was a tiny baby, right? Okay. If that is his reality, and they're asking for a GoFundMe to help to put this child in a better place, why is there comments that are so disparaging? Some of them are just downright disrespectful, and I'm talking about in the hundreds of these comments. Right now, I'm looking at over 300 of these comments, and these are from us, from our people. It's crazy. So let's look at some of these comments, right? All right. Anthony Short. Anthony Short says, looking for handouts as much as possible and will take all that they can get. You man can go get a job. Doesn't have to be to have other family. This is a joke. Another person says, Amelia Jones said, I read this article in full and I can't understand the need for a GoFundMe. Anyways, none of my business. Cause me not have nothing to contribute. But I thought that the shooter was the baby daddy. But no mention of the father. Trooper will support his grandbaby. Let me go back to sleep. I thought the shooter was the daddy. Um, First of all, right, on GoFundMe, my purpose of this video this morning is not only to make you aware of something that you should not do, because a lot of us have probably been doing it, and it cost a young lady her life, quite under the same circumstances that what just happened to this young man. And we'll talk about her story in a minute. But I want you to understand the power of GoFundMe and the purpose of GoFundMe. Okay. This person says she thought that the shooter was the daddy. Why didn't they mention who the daddy of the child is? Is it that hard? I mean, it's easier to give 4 quarters, $1, than it is to type all that stuff. See, the thing about us is, right, and I said this before, we've become so accustomed to hearing bad news that when we do hear bad news, we want more of the bad news. Like Ricky Trooper's daughter got shot. Now everybody wants to know, well, how many times did she get shot? Was she face down? Was there blood everywhere? Did they rape her before they shot her? Was she naked? Was she clothed? This is the kind of details this salacious detail is what we come for. We don't come to appease. We don't come to help. A lot of us don't come to see how we can be of any help or of any kind of support. We come for the story, right? And we love those stories because if it's not that kind of story, it's boring. And I just scroll past it because nothing here to see. It's not exciting for me. But you sure do take the time, right, to talk badly about the GoFundMe. Marlon Breadhead Clunis says, GoFundMe? Question mark. Why? Let him go live with Trooper and join the sound system. The kid is 14 months or 16 months old. Let him go live with his grandfather and join the sound system. Why GoFundMe? Charlene First Lady James, I don't understand what this GoFundMe is for. I read that it is for the son, but why? But why? Don't think it's gonna be expensive raising that child? He no longer has a mom and his dad is going to prison. He's gonna be in the world by himself. You don't think now her mom, whatever her mom is doing with her life, she's gonna have to pause all that or find a way to fit raising her grandchild into that equation, right? That whole family is gonna need help. That's trauma all the way around. The mom's probably gonna need some help trying to deal with losing her 23-year-old daughter in such a tragic manner. The son's gonna have to come to terms with you're being raised by your grandmother because your mama is dead. My mom is dead? Oh, really? I don't have a mom? He probably won't know for a while, but he will eventually know. Then, when it starts to affect how he acts in school, what kind of grades he gets, the trajectory is set now for where he will go in life from here. Because your traumas sometimes determine where you go in life. Because you have to process it out. That's why you see a lot of children who are doing good in school, somebody starts doing something to them behind the scenes, you start seeing their grades drop. They went from an honor student, straight A student, now they're getting B's and D's, B's and C's. And as time goes by, they get D's and F's. And with no help as time goes by to pull them up out of that, they just start failing altogether. And they fail at school and they fail at life. Then their communication skills diminish. They start becoming aggressive over. This is all trying to process trauma, right? The fact that we question what them need GoFundMe for. Tell the little boy to go work with him grandfather upon him sound system. Trooper will take care of him grand picnic. I'm going back to bed. Stop beg upon social media. This GoFundMe thing has become a disgrace to us. How? How? It's a bunch of bitterness. Kevin Tyndale says the GoFundMe business is embarrassing. Come together as a family and do what you have to do. How is a GoFundMe embarrassing? So I'll take this second right here to tell you what GoFundMe is for. If you didn't know, let me explain. GoFundMe is a platform that is set up for people to do about anything they want to do except for illegal activities, funded by a crowd of people who believe in whatever it is that's on that platform, that account. For this young man who got shot in the head recently, Ralph Yarl, that many people believed that he was wrong, he was done wrong. That many people believe that he is a promising young man who is going to need a lot of help to keep him on that straight and narrow. You don't want to see Ralph 20 years from now in the streets begging, because when he was 16, he got shot in the head, and then things took a turn from there. Then his parents couldn't afford the medical bills. Then they got bankrupt. Then they had to move from where they were living at to some place that's even more crime infested. Then he went into a depression. Then he stopped making good grades. Then people know what they're trying to prevent and what they're trying to make happen, right? So that's what GoFundMe is for. Anybody can set up a GoFundMe. You yourself can set up a GoFundMe. If you believe that you have something that can generate cash, right? I don't know, might be your paintings, might be your drawings, might be your letters that you write, poems, books, whatever. You have a book you want to publish. Whatever the case may be, you can set up a GoFundMe for your own thing. You could say to yourself, you know, I've always wanted to have a barbershop beauty salon. And then when I go to your Instagram, I see you in the shop and you're doing these styles that everybody is like, wow, you must be a really good barber. Look at this. It looks dope. And you're like, yeah, but I'm working in somebody's shop right now. I rent a chair here. But my dream is to have my own establishment. So I'm going to start a GoFundMe. That's what it's for. Right? Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, fam. How you doing?
First time caller. Good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. Thank you for calling in.
So I'm in the chat and I posted this, that what I noticed with us is we support other people and we do not support our own. Make it be a little white child, the comment would have been different. Period.
All right.
If it's just like you see people post, stand with Russia, stand with this one, you see we standing with any of our other countrymen? No. Yeah. That's just how we black people are. Yes. Tear down, but we build up other people and we're just programmed that way.
What
period.
A programming, though. What a programming, right?
Exactly.
To see that we're still flexing in that mode today, that's embarrassing.
Very embarrassing. That's what's embarrassing. And all these people, they just want to see, they can't see other people go up. If they see other people go up, it's a problem. But make it be some other race. We praise them.
You said it all.
That's all I had to say.
Thank you. You hit the nail on the head. I appreciate you calling in.
Okay, so have a good day.
You too. All right, check it. Renee Comrie says, I'm sorry, but this is disgusting. Quite frankly, embarrassing. So you're saying that it's so rough for them to raise this little boy without some public funds? This not look good, man. It's sad for grandparents to have to beg to raise a grandchild. Cremate her and save the money for the child instead of this elaborate, expensive funeral for Instagram. The girl just passed. They haven't had no funeral, but here's someone saying cremate her. What if her wish is not to be cremated? What if her family does not believe in cremation? Cremate her and save the money for the little grand picnic instead of some elaborate funeral on a planning for Instagram. I don't even want to read any more of these comments. Since that caller just hit the nail on the head, let me go all the way in. You see, among our people, you see, if you say they feel like if they send $1 your way, that they're helping to make you rich. Now, here's the thing. Like the caller said, we've been programmed, and we've been programmed to admire other people's riches. We've also been programmed to help other people get rich, then admire them for all the things that they have that we still lack, that we don't have, even though we can actually help ourselves and our own to get those same things. We prefer to see other people with those things, whatever the things may be, than to see our own self with it, another one of us with it. You know, sometimes when I meet people out in the streets, I've actually had some of them say, "So where your car there?" SouFLo, what SouFLo? Oh man, I never thought I'd see you here. Big up SouFLo, even though I'm still not getting used to that. You know, uh, so where your car there? No, man, I'm just an ask guy. You know, I'm just pull up over here so and they try to play it off. First of all, you wouldn't ask me where my car is. Like that's a random, stupid question. Where my car? You never met me before, so you watch me all the time on YouTube. Where's your car? I know what you're trying to do, right? You're trying to see what he's driving. Let me see if him have money. Let me see if him actually me broke like everybody else. You're gonna catch me driving something regular like everybody else. Here's my thing: the jealousy from us when we see each other succeed, even if it's in tragedy, my friend. A lot of them will go over to the GoFundMe to see how much money has donated so far. Believe me, they're there like anxiety is taking them over as the money rises in that GoFundMe. I told this audience, I said, I'm tired of giving out money and I can't really afford it. And I feel bad because I have people in my Gmail right now who really need help, who we were helping before. One particular woman with her child who we were helping before, who lives in a volatile community in Jamaica. She's probably watching right now, right? Um, but I'm tired of like trying to maneuver to $1 to get it to give it to somebody else, kind of thing. Trying to help people where it's so nerve wracking to try to do it, you know. And you come and you tell the story and you ask for the help, and they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna do it." Some people say, "SouFLo, set up a GoFundMe." So I thought, good idea. We'll set up a GoFundMe, right? Let's name it, say SouFLoTV Funds. GoFundMe is very open. You can see everybody who donated. You can also see how much by the minute is donated. So you know how much is there publicly. You know where it came from publicly. Now we can move as a platform, and I would actually go. I don't want to send money and say, yo, help this lady to bill on this part of her house or this thing or get these goods delivered to her. I want to be the one to actually do it. I want to be the one to actually do it. That way I know it's done. That way I can film it and show it to you so you can feel good about yourself as an audience for where your dollar is going, kind of thing. So there was no hidden anything there. It was all transparent. This is how we operate. They'll go, they'll tell everybody SouFLo over there begging people money. He's trying to scam his audience because he's trying to buy his wife nice things. That man they need to go look a job because they're trying to scam people to live good off social media. I guess GoFundMe is the new scam. That's how they speak, right? And then they will come to the GoFundMe and they will look every day just to make sure it's not going up anymore. Or if it is going up anymore, they start getting like nervy, like, oh, damn, he's about to get rich. He's about to get rich. When I started doing the membership for the channel, and I have another channel on YouTube, there's one comment about the other channel on YouTube that just came in yesterday. Oh, so you have two channels on YouTube now. That's it. Another person said, why do you need two channels? Call me greedy. If I had a restaurant and I opened another one because the first one is doing so successful, so good, you should be clapping your hands and saying, damn, he's branching out. He's growing. You know, he's probably going to be franchising now, break off into a franchise or just own multiple locations across the city. That's dope. It was dope to see him grow from cooking on the roadside to actually owning an establishment, to actually multiplying into two now. But we love to see other people do these things, but we don't love to see our own do it. Right? And it's kind of hard looking at us doing this because there are people that come to us. There are people that come to us. You got to understand this. We're out here more than you are, right? In the social media streets. We're out here more than you are. So people will gravitate towards the platform. Right now, there's 652 people tuned in here right now on a slow morning. And we've had mornings where we go up to like 1,600. People tune in every day. So people see us as somebody that they can ask for help through. Doesn't mean that we can finance all the help they need. It just means that they see us as someone they can ask for help and we can raise a voice for them to actually get some help. Now, if you're going to say use your platform for good, that's one of the things we would like to do, to use our platform for that kind of good. But Jamaicans reacting to Ricky Trooper's daughter's GoFundMe or the GoFundMe for his grandson is sickening. It's sickening. And I mean, 99% of the comments are negative. They're sickening. And I know why they do it. And we need to get away from that. GoFundMe was established as a free platform for any one of us to put an account on and draw up some money from the public to fund whatever it is, the endeavor is that you have. That's it. So there's no shame in having a GoFundMe. Stop making people feel like this is this. One of the comments says this is disgraceful. How is it disgraceful? Who is it disgracing? Is it disgraceful to want to bury your family member with some dignity and then raise their child that's left behind in an environment where that child can thrive? What's disgraceful about asking for help to do that? You're not asking for help to do human trafficking. You're not asking for help to beat down anybody. You're not asking for help to do anything illegal. But we shame each other. We make each other feel like it's wrong. You know, every time I say this, people are like, SouFlo, stop listening to those people and just establish the GoFundMe anyways. And who rock with you, and who don't. Yeah, I get that too. Like another caller said, you know, if you're going somewhere in life and you stop all the time to throw stones at barking dogs along the way, you'll never end up where you wanted to go, because your time will be wasted doing that. But I just have to use this to highlight our mindset as a people still, and to show you how when people care, how much good can be done. People cared about Ralph Yar's story. That is why his GoFundMe sits at over $3 million. And guess what? If you think it's not a cultural thing, please think again. Nobody has anything bad to say about his GoFundMe. Nobody. No, even the people who see it at $3 million think they still have to give something because they still feel the need to give to it because of the cause, what it's for. And they still see all the things that I just saw. Some of our people don't even want to see these things that I just said. Like his medical bills is going to be very high. He was shot multiple times. He was also shot in the head. He's going to need therapy. Therapy is expensive. This could also cover whatever else socioeconomic conditions placed them in that environment. It could move them away to somewhere where he doesn't have to relive that trauma, because he has to walk down those same streets wondering if somebody else is going to shoot him. He's 16. So they understand the assignment and they just go. How we can't do that? How come we can't do that? So it's not really a black people thing per se. It's a Jamaican people something. Crab in a barrel something. Yeah, Marcus Garvey spoke about that. This crab in a barrel mentality that we have. All the crabs are in the barrel, and as one crab goes up, another one crab that's trying to go up feels my only way up is to drag this one down in order for me to go up. So here we have a bunch of people dragging each other down, as everybody is trying to get to the top, but nobody wants to see anybody else get to the top. And it's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's plain out selfishness, of course. Cinnamon toast cinnamon. It's a selfish mindset. It's a destructive mindset. I hate when I see them do stuff like, damn, his house nice. Damn, her car is nice. They admire other people, right? Man, his business sense is shrewd. Look how many restaurants he owns across the city. Yo, that's the man that owns this. And we brag about stuff that other people own, and we point them out like they're celebrities. And they own it from us and our support. We don't say anything. I'll give you the biggest example ever. The biggest example ever is how quick we are to say, let me buy this brand. Shoes. Let's use shoes for example, right? And without calling any names, just let's say red bottoms. And they will brag that my red bottoms, the one I got on right now, is a $600 pair of shoes that I have on right now. As if it lifts their status, right? But Jordan sneakers, $150 for a pair. He's a sellout. He doesn't want black kids from the hood wearing his stuff. That's why he put the price so high. He's robbing us. Same thing for Kanye West and his Yeezys. They would prefer to go spend it with somebody else and then brag about it. Look at my Louis Vuitton. Who is Louis Vuitton? Look at my Amiri. Who is Amiri? Look at my Balenciaga. Who's behind Balenciaga? Look at my... We brag, literally brag and promote other people's stuff that we spend our hard-earned money on, and a lot of it. And we never complain, damn, that's overpriced. We see somebody else in it, we lust for it. I want one of those. Yo, that bag that she carrying, that's a nice bag, yo. It's a Birkin. I want one of those. Who the hell is Birkin? How much is the bag? Somebody say, well, the one she got on, that's $2,500 for that one. I gotta get me one of those. I gotta get me one of those. Get you a pair of shoes from somebody who, like, get you a Kanye West pair of shoes. Nah. He crazy. You see the price? You see how much he's charging for those? Yeah, he got some $200 sneakers and $300 sneakers you could get instead of that $2,600 Balenciaga shoes that you got on. Nah. That's how we flex. And in our mindset, like the Caribbean mindset, especially Jamaican mindset, is even worse. It's even worse. You don't see any Jamaican artists, well, minus one or two, Capleton and quite a few others. But you don't see, like, all these Jamaican artists, right? For instance, you know that dressmaking and tailoring, that used to be strong in our culture. Nobody wanted to dress like everybody else. And we have people that are so skilled, we could take our favorite outfit, whether it was from any big name that you can name, and take a picture of it and take it to this person. And this person will tell you, all right, get me the material. You can go down a so-and-so, go down a Miss Joan shop. Miss Joan have that Gucci print, yeah. Mr. So-and-so have that. Get that from the button them and everything and bring it, come give me. Me sew that for you. And when they're done sewing it, it looks exactly like the one that, and you just put that money, a fraction of that money, into the pocket of one of your own. You know why dressmaking and tailoring business died and dried up? I won't say it's completely dead, but it's dried up within our culture. It's not because they could get stuff cheaper. It's because they started seeing how lucrative that art form, I would call it, is. That trade, that skill. They started seeing how lucrative it was for them. Because the dressmaker and the tailor can afford nice things now, right? But damn, I wanted him to sew the outfit for me, but I didn't want to see him get rich. Because as them sew the outfit, somebody else asks you at the first event you go to, yo, your suit bad. Yo, where you get that? SouFLo sew it for me, man. SouFLo? Really? Yeah, man, I'm bad pan the tailoring, man. I'm ringing SouFLo. Business comes in. Now I can afford better things. So you don't see me riding the bicycle no more to my tailoring shop. Now you see a nice storefront, a nice car parked outside. I arrived to my business like a businessman would. I hate that. Watch him now. Call him look show off. Watch out. A big beam of the man go by. A Benz him wife I drive to, Yo. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, fam. How you doing?
I am great. This thing so that
what your phone is breaking up. Don't know if you have us on.
Me exhaust everything. I mean, I have time.
We can't hear you.
Who comes to me not have a speaker?
Me don't know. You sound like you're underwater though.
Oh, I think they both hear the volume. That's what you can say. All
Just
right then.
all right.
Mhm.
I would have loved to hear what she had to say, but you know. So yeah, man, this destructive mindset that we have of ourselves and how we support each other, we need to stop it. I can tell you something, right? Since let me throw my hat in there. I've been thinking for a long time about this, and I told you guys about this plan about a year ago, maybe. Yeah, sometime last year we said it. So I'm still thinking about doing it because I still want to be the person. And I'm jealous when I see other people outside of us able to do it. There's a Spanish guy that I follow on IG. I don't know what his name is, don't remember, but I'll bring it up in a minute. So he goes around giving out money. He goes around like you'll see him go to a 80, this time it was like a 90 something year old man, war veteran, and he said to the war veteran, what do you thank you, babe? God no? No. I thought I put it under the God no? Ja. Uh pardon me. Interruption. Not really. Wifey brought me my tea and she said I left something on out there. The stove on under the brown stew. I don't know. I woke up hungry. But anyways, it, what was I saying, babe? Something about the man giving away money to vet. Yes, there's a guy. He's basically making people's dreams come through. So one video I watched while I started following him was he just pulled up to this 96-year-old veteran, war veteran, and he said to him, what what would you like to do? What is name one thing that you would really like to do in life? And the man said he wanted to go to a movie premiere or see his favorite actor. And he named the actor. And then he went and got in touch with the actor and got him Woody Harrelson. He said is his favorite actor, so he got in touch with Woody, and Woody was like, "Yeah, bring him through. Matter of fact, we're having a premiere for a new movie. Blah blah blah." So he organized all these things behind the scene. You got to understand, if you're 96, you don't have much time left here on Earth. You're not getting another 20 years, right? Okay, so he's like, "Let me make this person's dreams come through." He also does it for people who are down on their luck, right? But he tries to test their heart. I'm sure you've seen the video. He's like, hey, it's Christmas and I'm trying to buy gifts for my daughter because her birthday comes around this time as well. And I'm flat broke this year. Could you donate $1, please? So I can get my daughter a Christmas gift. It'll go a long way. And what I noticed in his videos was the people who gave were actually people who were going through a lot themselves and actually needed it more than anything else. So they'll give him the lady opens her purse, she takes out the dollar, she gives it to him, and he goes, "Thank you. I appreciate this greatly. Here's your dollar back. And then here's $500 for you to go shopping for your kids, and then here's $500 more. Just buy yourself something nice because you're a good person." The lady starts crying. She goes, "My rent's past due. My phone got cut off yesterday, and I really don't have any money. And I'm out here trying to put something together for my own grandkids for Christmas." And he said, "And you did that, and you needed it more than I did, and you gave it to me. Here's another $500. Buy yourself something nice. The first 500 is use that for the kids, and here's another one." And that stuff is kind of touching, right? But it's to show how he's able to do this, and he travels all around doing it. He's not able to fund himself doing that. He has something like a GoFundMe set up, and people see him in action and they fund it because they know that he will use the money in that way. And he's able to video it and show them that I'm not spending this money on me. I don't know, when our people send you $1, they think you're somewhere in um, Mexico on a beach chilling with a long drink with a straw in it and sliced pineapples and stuff on the end of your drink. They think, oh, my dollar just sent him traveling around the world. My dollar just moved him into a mansion from that little house apartment he was living in. My dollar just, and we got to stop that. We got to stop that. Okay? Would you believe me? Broward Meat and Market and look down and find $100 on the ground, Ella says. Yeah, that happens. Kind of like feed the universe, kind of more like help your people. You know, your life got to be with purpose. Your life has got to be with purpose. It is the only way that humans will live a fulfilling life. That's a message too for all of us here this morning. It is the only way you will live a fulfilling life. Your life has to be with purpose. So I'm thinking if I can help people, I want to help people. I want to be the person to actually do it. So I can say, yes, I saw it done. I was there. We did it for her, kind of thing. Anyhow, again, shout out to the over 70,000 people that got together and donated to Ralph's GoFundMe because he now sits at over 3 million. None of them are saying that's too much. Stop donating now. Lord, I wish me never donate my $5. Could I use it better for me? None of them are saying anything bad. He doesn't need any more. What him need money for? After nothing wrong with him. Yeah, him get shot, but he's all right. That's us. That's us. 5Field63 says, my mom says do good and good will follow you. So I'm always willing to help. Yes, give with a good heart and we receive tenfold. Yeah, you give without expecting anything back. Half of the people you're going to give to don't have anything to give you back anyways. But most people give only because they expect in return, you know? And for us, seeing other people actually ask for help and receive it, for some reason, it sits wrong with us. Because even though they're in dire need of the help, when we see them get the help, we feel like, nah, I don't want to see you get the help. I wish you all the best. I'll even send you prayers instead of $1. But I don't want to see you get the help. And now you getting the help, I'm counting. Oh, damn. SouFlo GoFundMe gone up to 5,000. Ross, him I get rich. How much is 5,000 US in Jamaican dollars? Yo, him just make $500,000, you know. Jesus Christ. Live on the air with SouFlo. Good morning.
Morning, SouFlo, blessed man.
Good morning, family. Blessings. Talk to me now. What's going on?
Yeah, man. You know, I was just saying the same thing. I saw that thing with the Spanish guy that you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason the other day I was just saying to myself, how come I never seen a Jamaican in our community do these things?
I'm glad you said that. Mm-hmm.
But yet still, you could see them in dancehall taking the white energy, the red energy, washing one another face, washing one another hand, burning money in the dancehall, but their neighbor is right beside them hungry, brother. Their neighbor is right, they can't afford the food, but they would never like to see that man elevate.
Exactly.
We don't help one another. We don't help one another. It's sad, man. Let me tell you something, SouFlo. I was in New York, and I have a friend of mine he was pouring with this drugs, man. This guy have about 5 cars. His kids, he has to be struggling to send his kids to school. And I turned to him one day. I said, "Why you partnering with this man and you can't send his kids to school, man?"
Wait. His friend has about 5 cars, you said, and he's struggling.
He's struggling to send his kids to school. He's sitting in his friend's car front every day, and he can't send his kids to school.
They love that though. We love that though. We love that.
I said, what do you want this for, fame?
Remember the Spanish man that said, he said, no disrespect to black people, but I lived around y'all my whole life. And how y'all operate versus how we operate is the reason why you're not where we're at as a community. And you know, when he was speaking, I was kind of offended, but he was telling, you know, when the truth hurts, because he said every time I come around y'all like, oh, they call them a name, a certain kind of name they give to all Spanish people. But let's just say Papi, just for sake, because I don't want to lie, but it wasn't Papi. Yeah, so he said every time I come around y'all like, yo, Papi, what the car looking bad, yo, and all of you have that like in different colors and whatnot. How y'all so such? Where you getting this money from or whatever? And he said, see, the difference between us and y'all is We never try to shine on our own. We always try because it doesn't feel good for us. What I noticed that y'all do is you all get money and then you don't tell your people how to get the same money. You don't share the blueprint and you prefer to have it all by yourself so you can show off on your people. But we don't try to show off on each other because there's no joy in it. The real joy is when we all have it. So when you see me and 5 of my brothers come through and we have those hot cars you're talking about, but we have them custom in 5 different colors, it's a whole different bragging level for us. It's a whole different feeling. And y'all don't operate the same way. Y'all want to be the only one with it. Like that person he's talking about, that's how we do. We want that friend to come sit in our car and admire the new car and admire what you're able to afford in life. And yo, I'm a big friend, SouFLo, you know, and I'm rich, you know, but your friend is starving to death and you wouldn't flick him a quarter. That's the mindset that I'm talking about that we need to stop, because it goes over into even stalking social media, finding people's GoFundMe. What you need GoFundMe for? Go take care of this yourself, man. This is so shameful and disgraceful. Why are you setting up a GoFundMe? Like, GoFundMe was established for anybody to be able to set up one. I don't know where this thing about disgraceful and shameful comes from. You know, other people are saying stuff like, that's constructive. Get you a life insurance policy while you're alive. Get you at least burial insurance if you want a good funeral while you're alive. Pay into those things so people not begging for money to bury you when you pass. I understand all that. But sometimes people are not there in life yet. And tragedy strikes before they get to that place. You understand? Like in, for instance, Ricky Trooper's daughter, she's 23 years old. How many of you were fully established when you were 23 years old? You had life insurance policies in place that have been active for quite a period of time, which will pay out a good amount after you pass. You had your own this, your own that. How many of us were that at 23? Probably none. Probably none. So the judgment is irrelevant at this point. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we will tear each other down instead of helping each other, and that's how we operate. That's how we operate. So, hello?
Right now,
My brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your phone on speaker or something?
No, I'm on Bluetooth.
Oh, because you're echoing with a big echo.
Yes. Yeah, no, because I'm in this building, you know.
No, it's the Bluetooth.
You know what I was trying to say? Right now, so far, I know this guy in Jamaica. And when I first got to New York...
Can't hear you. We're hearing a lot of hissing. If you could take it off Bluetooth, you would be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, what I was saying, right now, I know this guy. He get deported to Jamaica. When I first came to New York, this guy got money, nothing to the bank, in his house, into closet. What I mean, this man has money, SouFLo. When he go to store, he just take off one suit, leave it there, buy another suit. When Cressida just came out, he had one electric one. He just touched it in all electric. Right now, he get deported. He got nothing in Jamaica, nothing. You understand what I mean?
Well,
but the thing is this: we help other people, but we don't help ourselves. We don't.
Yeah, not on a personal level, but as a community kind of thing.
Yeah,
as a community kind of thing. You know, here's another example. So I see these young ladies trying to be influencers, building their platforms on social media. I keep telling people that times have changed. Things have changed. The world is different now. What you remember as how to make money, if you pass a certain age, that's not how the world goes anymore. That is why you have some young people that are sitting home right now and are making more money than you've ever made in your life. And you're in your 40s and going 50s and 60s, right? So don't knock what they're doing. Just if you are going to support it. But what I see from our people is this: they'll go on one of these foreign influencers platform and it'll be their favorite person. They tune in every day, they comment all the time and all that. But as soon as ours try to do it, move on, go look work, boy. You want to be influencer my backside. You can't. The whole other one, like you beating your own down, but you support others when they do it. The same exact thing.
Yeah,
So again,
for
it's the
real, man.
mindset, man. It's the mindset. And the show is short this morning. I wanted to keep it at an hour, so I'm not gonna go on much longer with that. All right. I have
All
another.
right, man. Let's keep up the good work, man.
All right, manners and respect, family. So the other one I wanted to get into before we get up out of here, we'll keep it short and sweet. There's no sweetness in it though. Was a young lady by the name of Kaylin Gillis. Okay. Now, have you ever been driving and you found out you were on the wrong block, the wrong street, and you said, I'm gonna just turn around in this driveway right here? Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it, because I've done it. And when I did it a couple of times, I thought to myself, what if the homeowner comes out and shoots at me for pulling into their driveway? This has happened to me before, where the person came running down the driveway. What are you doing? And I was turning, right? Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning. Can't hear it. Can't hear a thing you're saying, family. All right, me hear you now. All right, manners and respect, family. What you said before about Christiana?
So I say Switzerland, all the way from Switzerland.
Oh, from Switzerland. Yeah? All right, manners, family. I appreciate you.
So me just love a job, boss. So playing the theater with you, you see?
Yes, fam. It's truth. Truth is truth.
In the boss.
All right, manners and respect, yeah?
Anyway, blessings.
Blessings. All right, that was our last phone call for the morning. It's supposed to be a 1 hour thing. Let's get into Kaylin's story. So Kaylin Gillis, the two cases that are compared for this uncanny similarity, what happened to Ralph Yarl versus what happened to Kaylin Gillis. By the way, the man that shot Ralph Yarl, that picture I showed you yesterday, his statement to the police said that he was scared to death. He was scared to death because he looked and he saw a figure of a grown person. Ralph is pretty tall. He said he saw a figure of a grown man standing there trying his door lock as if he was about to open the door and come in. And that is why he fired. I could tell you right now that that's probably going to be considered a good defense for him. So don't look for him to be doing multiple years in prison over this, because I don't think it's going to happen. But we'll follow it through and see. Now, within the past week, the United States has been shaken by two similar but equally violent incidents. On Sunday, the 16-year-old Ralph, he was shot in Kansas City when he accidentally went to the wrong house. The day before that, late Saturday night, a woman was killed in rural New York when she and her friends driving around heading to another friend's location and accidentally pulled into the wrong driveway because they thought this is the house. They pull up in the driveway, it's not the house. So they started to reverse out of the driveway to leave. As they made their efforts to turn around, Kaylin Gillis, who was 20 years old, she died after being struck by bullets that came flying from Mr. Kevin Monahan's gun. This is a 65-year-old man who left his house, went down his driveway to fire at the car that was turning in his driveway and killed this young lady. Yeah. Now, according to the 2019 study in Nature, according to most research, compare this gun ownership to something that's rooted in fear. Most gun ownership, they said, is rooted in fear. People get it because they fear something. Now, while many gun owners say they possess the firearm as a means of self-defense in case anything happens, those most likely to own guns are some of the least likely to face victimization. That's what studies show. So people are living quite cushy lives, but I don't agree with that really, because you don't really know when tragedy might strike or appear in front of you, a situation where you might have to defend yourself, even if you live off in the thick of the suburbs on the wealthy side of town where nothing ever happens, we always see these stories where people in front of the camera are saying, man, stuff like that never happens around here. You don't want to be the victim, right? So I don't really agree with that part, but all they were doing was trying to turn out of the driveway when she realized that we were in the wrong driveway and this is not where she lives. That's her. That's her. That's Kaylin Gillis. And the man that shot her was a 65-year-old white man. She didn't do anything. Just like Ralph, his mom said, go pick your siblings up on 115th Street at house number, say, 45. And he went to house number 45, but it was on 115th Terrace. And the door that he tried, or the bell that he rung, the homeowner, same thing happened to her, but she didn't even go to the door. She just turned her car around in the driveway. She's 20 years old. She was 20 years old. She was a cheerleader captain / this, that, and the other. She is off to college. She is doing, again, not one of the people who they can say was a nuisance or was out here causing trouble, mayhem, any of that. Just like Ralph, honor student / plays his instrument, leader of section of the band in his school, all the above. All the pictures they're looking for him, they're finding pictures that says nothing to the narrative anybody would be trying to paint if they were trying to say, oh, he's a street kid. I think he was probably over there to more than get his siblings. He knew he was at the wrong house. It's kind of hard to paint that picture when everything you look at for him says he's a nerd. He's into education. He's very nerdy, and I don't say that in a bad way. It's a good thing. Same thing for this female, this young lady who lost her life in the same manner. So, in closing, I'll say this again. If you think that where you're at is so safe, think again. Tragedy can strike at any time. We're living in a society where people, we have people around us, and there are all kinds of different people around us. Some people are locked in their house, scared and paranoid. Some people are racist, scared, and paranoid. Some people are racist, scared, paranoid, and narcissistic. Some people are racist, scared, paranoid, narcissistic, and just batshit crazy. You don't know who's out there. Some people are suicidal. Some people are homicidal. Some people, it's just, we're living in that kind of a society. So a simple act, as if you're driving down the street through some neighborhood and you need to turn around because you realize you are going the wrong way, I'm going to tell you, turn around when you hit a public street and have the opportunity to turn there. Do not drive into anybody's driveway. This man should face prison. He should be locked up. And I hope he is actually at the moment locked up. The other one who shot the young man yesterday, he's out. He got released on bail. And he's doing just fine. And he's able to give his story to the media now. Right? But these young people, this young lady didn't do nothing. So y'all, that's a learning lesson for you, because I used to do it. And I'm conscious every time I do it. And I've seen somebody run down their driveway at me before, and I thought that was weird. I've also heard people say, don't turn around in my yard. I didn't drive on their grass because I use the driveway. Just put your head of your car up in the driveway, reverse out, and go the other way kind of thing. And I've heard people shout at me from their house while I was doing it. So this is just an awareness. The next time you feel like you're lost and you need to turn around, don't pull into anybody's driveway. That's mostly for the Caribbean diaspora, people who are living in the United States of America. Okay? That's all it is for this morning, people. Have a wonderful day. Sometimes things are probably not all about race all the time, even though I think that the one with Ralph Yarl is about race. Because I'm sure that man does not shoot at everybody that rings his doorbell. Okay? But the one with the young lady, what are you going to call that? Right? I'll leave that one right here for now. Just be aware. Have a blessed day. Have a wonderful day. I'll see y'all tomorrow morning with a more full agenda for us. It'll be Thursday. If I'm not here, now I'll be here if God spare my life. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. I'm out. Peace. If God spare my life.